Well, hello there. This is Craig Hain, Dr. Dell. These are questions people are asking me about math education, particularly 21st century math education, and I'm answering them on a series of videos. I already answered the first question on another video you might want to watch if you haven't yet. And the question number two is this. Your approach emphasizes practical math skills over traditional theoretical methods. Why is this distinction critical for today's students and professionals, particularly in STEM fields? Good question. Well, first of all, you need to really understand what is practical math. Now, to me, practical math is the math that you use in all sorts of technical fields to solve real practical down-to-earth problems. So what does that mean? Well, first of all, you have to be able to do arithmetic calculations very quick and easy. And I mentioned already in the other video that we teach the scientific calculator. Now we teach the TI-30XA scientific calculator because that makes it much easier to do all your calculations. Stop the sharing. This is it. This is about a $10 calculator. It would have been worth $1 million during the Manhattan Project. Believe me, it is so powerful. It's much better than the first calculator that came out 50 years ago, Hewlett-Packard. That calculator in today's dollars costs $2,500. Now the prices have come down to $10. So don't let that fool you. This is a fantastic thing. Furthermore, as you learn in other questions I'm going to answer, this turns students' psychology around. They love it. It's easy to learn, and they can learn what they need to know about this calculator in usually 2 or 3 weeks. It's 16 lessons is what I have now. You say, okay, once they've learned to use that calculator, what are they going to do with it? Well, the answer is they're going to learn practical math. Now, what does practical math consist of? Well, when you go read my book, you'll learn all about it. I mentioned that in the first video. Go to craighain.com book, get a free PDF copy of How and Why Public School Math Destroying the USA, and you'll learn about it. Here's what they're going to learn. They're going to learn practical algebra. Now, most people, when they think of algebra, have a bad thought in their mind. I didn't like algebra when I first took it. I didn't do well in it. I tell that story in my book. In fact, I was told I'd never go to college because I didn't do well in algebra. Well, that's because of what it was taught. How many lessons do you suppose there are in practical algebra? You're going to learn 10 the way I teach it. Then you're going to learn practical geometry. How long is something? What is the area? What's the volume? And by the way, you didn't have to use algebra and geometry together to answer those questions. And the 10 lessons you learn in practical algebra are very easy to learn, especially once you use the calculator to do the arithmetic. Now, algebra and geometry alone, there's certain problems, practical problems you need to solve involving angles. Angles are extremely important in all sorts of practical technical fields, and you need something called trigonometry. That scares a lot of people that hear that word. There's only 7 lessons in practical trig, and it's actually easier, well, just as easy as the algebra and the geometry. Now, most of my students take my program, do all of that. I just talk, learn the calculator, practical algebra, geometry, and trig, all that in about 1 semester, 3 or 4 months, let's say 4 months. If they study a half an hour to an hour a day, 5 days a week, they got to spend a lot of time reviewing because you learn it today, you forget it, you got to come back. You need a coach. I talk about that and so on, but it's very easy to do. That's practical math. Now you may say, well, what's that got to do with STEM? Well, that lays the foundation now to learn more advanced math. And I will tell you in other questions that are asked, what comes next? I have a 6-tier program, and what I've described for you now is the first 2 tiers, the practical math. And boy, I'll tell you what, it's just absolutely wonderful to do it. And I'll be talking in other videos about how to get it. But if you go to my book, you'll find out. In fact, I've got some other questions that'll be coming up. Let me go down and show you. And I've created this. If you go to Homeschooler Today, you'll learn about something called Spike Pedagogy. But if you want to learn about the practical math courses, I asked that in another video. You go to tryandmath.com and you'll learn all about the practical math courses. So this is Craig Hainer, Dr. Dell. Thank you for watching this video. If you are a parent or a student or a coach or a teacher this is something you ought to do because any student will benefit from it in ways that they can't possibly benefit from what I call the standard math curriculum being taught by our public schools. So this is Craig Hain. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed talking to you, and I'll see you on another video. Bye.